My topic today is the question, how many schools should I apply for when I am applying for college or universities in the United States? My frequent response to that question has always been apply to a minimum of 4 schools. Apply to a minimum of 4 schools. And what is my reasoning behind that? Because when you're applying for your bachelor's, for instance, and you are, and this video mostly is for international students, okay? So, and other students who are in the US can still use this information, pick those that are relevant to them, but mostly it will be so relevant to those that are applying as prospective international students. And so if you are applying for a bachelor's degree, a program for bachelor's level, you want to think about the examinations that you will be asked to take, the entry examinations, okay? So there is TOEFL. There's TOEFL and other English tests that you may be asked to do, okay? So if you are to take the TOEFL has, when you pay for it on ETS, ETS sends results to 4 schools, and that is included within the money that you have paid for that examination. And so if you are only applying to 1 school and there's a chance of these results being sent to 4 schools, only at that one point, only at that time that you sit for that examination. Meaning that if you fail to send to 4 schools and you choose to apply to only 1 school, so that means results are sent to only 1 school, then it means that you're wasting 3 chances. Because the next time maybe this 1 school refuses to give you admission and you think, oh, let me apply to the next school, you will have to pay for the other results to be sent out to that other school because it was not included in the first round. Okay, so that is the reason why you need to think of a minimum of 4 schools, because those results most often are sent to a maximum of 4 schools. And that applies to other examinations for graduate level. If you're applying for your master's, you're applying for your PhD, there are usually exams like the GRE, graduate record examination, the GMAT, several of those. Again, they also send results to about 3 to 4 schools. And so if you're applying to just 1 school, then you're wasting the chance of saving on money. That is the first reason. First reason for applying to a minimum of 4 schools is the examinations. TOEFL, GMAT, GRE, SAT. You want these to go to the maximum that they are offering you. Secondly, look, applying to college in the US is like playing cards, playing chess, playing whatever game you're playing on the table, right? So you have to have several cards that are on your side, okay? You have to try this and try this and try this and see so that you win. You win against your opponent. In this case, you want to win the decision. You want admissions committees to select you, to give you admission, okay? And so if you're only having 1 card on the table, how likely is it that that card will favor you? How likely is it, when you're playing cards or chess or whatever, okay? So the chances are low for you with 1 card. So you need to have several cards, right? And so that is the second reason. Increases your when you apply to more than 4 schools, a minimum of 4 schools, it increases your chances of gaining admission to at least 1 of them or 2 of them, and so that is the second reason. The third reason is scholarship, and this mostly goes to graduate students. Undergraduate school students may also get scholarship, but many times the STEM, or if you are an athlete or there's something you're bringing to the school that will bring funds to that school, okay? But for graduate students, there's usually a number of scholarships, especially PhD students, okay? There's research assistantships, and when I talk of scholarships, for me, several cases I'm referring to assistantships where you work and you study, okay? You work for a maximum of 20 hours. You cannot work for more than 20 hours as an international student on F1, okay? So if you're coming as a graduate student, you need to, when you're applying, you need to consider schools that offer assistantship, okay? So if you are applying for a science program, maybe biology, or agriculture or things like that, some research areas, you need to look at schools that would have professors doing research on those areas and see if they offer research assistantships. Again, you need to apply to programs that have teaching assistantships where graduate students come in to help professors to teach. You need to apply to schools that have graduate assistantships, those going into maybe student affairs. You want to see, are there opportunities to work at maybe dining, or career services or things. And that is, case in point, my own experience, okay? But that is it. If you apply to several schools, then chances are high for you to at least clinch some kind of scholarship. But if you apply to only one school and that school denies you an opportunity for scholarship, and yet maybe you cannot fund your whole program 100%, then what are you going to do next? You're going to start applying again. But if you apply to a minimum of 4, maybe between 4 to 7, 4 to 9, then you have several of them on the table. If this one, if for instance 9 give you, out of 9, 7 give you admission and 9 refuses to denies you admission. And then out of the 7 that gives you admission, 5 give you scholarship and 2 does not give you scholarship. So disqualify those, you're remaining with 5. Okay, now for the 5 that you're remaining with, 3 give you maybe 50% scholarship. 1 gives you 70% scholarship. And the other one gives you 100%, pays all your tuition. Okay? Which one are you going to choose? You're going to choose this one that gives you 100%, right? So you've seen how the distribution has gone. You've seen how that has been distributed. And that is why it's very important for you to apply to more than 4 schools. Between 4 to 9 schools are good. If you have money for application, if you have money, then I would advise go for 9 schools, because I talk of money and finances because the application process itself is also costly. Okay? Actually, the first thing is all schools that you're applying to will need application fees. All of them, between $50 to $90. It's normally between, I think, $40 to $90 for each school. And a school will charge you $40 application fee, another one will charge you $85, another one will charge you $90. So it's all different, okay? So you have to put that in consideration. If you have the funds and finances, then think of the 9 schools. But if you don't have the finances and you're struggling, think of a minimum of 4 schools so that at least those examinations can be sent to 4 schools. Now, you may not have decided on how many or which schools they will be, right, to apply for. Or maybe you don't have the money with you at that time. What you can do is still put those schools in mind. These are the 4 schools that I'm interested in. But at this time, I only have one school. I only have money enough to apply to one school. So what you can do is just sit for your TOEFL or sit for your GRE or sit for your GMAT, have them send results, include all the 4 schools that you want, all the 4 schools, send the results, because those results normally can be used for like 5 years, okay? As long as it was already sent to them, they have it in their record. All right. So you can even apply to that school even a year after or 2 years after, as long as it is within, let's say, the safe period, as long as it's within 4 years. Okay. But have them sent to save you on that cost of buying or paying for it to be sent out to that school again. Okay. So I hope this gives you an idea in terms of the importance of applying to more than one school. And then something else that I wanted to mention, when applying to several schools, there's some platforms that allow you to go in, enter the same information, and then this information will be sent to several schools at a go. Okay, and that you can use that to help you save on time when applying to several schools. I will talk about those platforms in another video, but for today I wanted to tell you how important it is to apply to a minimum of 4 schools. And when making those decisions, it's important to look at the disparity or the different kinds of universities. Okay, so by this I mean that you need to look at which university is most likely to give me admission, which universities are very, very competitive and it is, I may not get admission in it, and which one is, in the middle. Okay, so there's those very difficult to get in for you according to how you view or see yourself, and then there's those ones that are, in the middle, and then there's those ones that are most likely you're going to get admitted. And so I group them into those three, and those are the dream schools. Dream schools, you really love them, you want this college, the Harvards, the Yales, but it's so competitive, you think, I may not get into this college. Apply to two of those. Okay? Or you can apply to one, but two is good, because you may think that it's hard for you, but somebody may read your papers and think, oh, we will give admission to this student. Okay? And then the other ones that are in between, those are safety schools where you believe they're likely to accept you. Okay? So you have your dream schools, very difficult to get in, but put in at least one or two. And then you have your safety schools. They're most likely to accept you, right? Apply to two of those or three of those, okay? If you have the money for application. And then you have your possible schools. You're like, with all these requirements, I know these guys will give me admission, okay? So those are your possible schools. So you have your possible schools, your safety schools, and your dream schools. For your possible schools, apply at least three. So if you have three possible schools, and then you have two safety schools, and then maybe you have one dream school, how many are those? Those are like 6 applications, okay? And then you send those out, and then you wait and see which ones will grant you admissions, which ones will grant you scholarships or assistantships, and which one is in a region, that has a lower cost of living, because those are considerations you make when applying for schools, and I will cover that again. I'll also cover that in a different video, but I hope now you understand why it is very important to apply to a minimum of 4 schools. I hope this information was important for you. Watch out for another video on a different topic regarding applying to colleges in the US. If you need my help in the process, I am an educational consultant. Reach out to me on contact@dianaawor.com, and I will be able to see how I can come in and help you as you decide on applying to institutions. I only help those students that are willing to do the work on their own. My work is to advise. My work is to look at your papers and give you suggestions and help you see where you need to correct, where you need to add, all those. My work is not to write your paper for you. Okay, and so if you need my help in terms of guiding and advising and reviewing your paperwork, then you can reach out to me. But if you need someone to apply for you, then I'm not the best person to help you. Okay, so remember, it's on the screen. contact@dianaawor.com, and I will be able to discuss with you on how we can progress. Okay, all right then. I hope this information was helpful to you. Please share it, like it, give me a thumbs up, and see you next time. Take care. Bye.